on, Lex? It's been a long time. I mean, we've stayed in touch quite a bit. I can't say that we've drifted apart by any means, but it's been a minute since we've gamed together, to say the least.
Definitely. I mean, we got the fantasy squad to manage, so there's been a lot of back and forths, and I'm always sharing my little finds with you on my hunting journeys. But um, yeah, it has been a while since we've actually sat down to just play a game.
I know, I
Nice
know.
one.
Have you been gaming yourself at all? So I guess I should preface this. We're gonna episode one. I played with Sweet Billy Boy, and we did a best ball try to break 60. I also have this on pro settings, so it's a little bit more casual. So the swing should be a little easy. Maybe we can try to break 55 because we shot like a 57, 58 or something like that. So maybe we can try to break 55 because this isn't the one we did before was like an impossible challenge course, which didn't turn out to be too difficult. So maybe we can do that best ball wise, so we each have a chance. That being said, have you been gaming much at all?
Not really. Just pretty much nose to the grindstone
Yeah.
with the business. I haven't really done a lot of gaming. Little Balatro here and there, that card game. Um,
What is that game?
it's like a solo poker game where you can bend the rules a lot, um, and basically just have to like keep beating a high score. So it's kind of like video poker. You're trying to sort of achieve scores.
Huh.
Um, to get your payout is just points, and you're trying to get a certain amount of points each round, or else you're done. You gotta start over. And there's all sorts of different ways to make the game either more difficult or easier, or change just how it plays. There's just so many different ways to make it feel pretty fun.
Interesting. Is that a solo or is that you playing like versus other people? Sounds like a computer solo thing.
Yeah, completely against the computer.
Okay. All right.
You're pretty much just facing target scores every round and trying to get through to the end of a gauntlet without losing any other rounds.
I can
To get
feel
your
that.
100 done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how my gaming has transformed over the past couple of years. Is I've definitely switched a little bit more towards a what a hole we got here, big castle in the background. The course,
Beautiful.
by the way, for those wondering, this is the Samurai by Bebus Brio 8, one of the best fantasy course designers in the game. Um, my style of gaming has transformed over the past couple years. Is I feel like I don't spend as much time gaming, so when I do, I don't want to focus on grinding or like some sort of competition base. So any player versus player or even like a squad, like I mean, I'll find myself squadding up with some Fortnite close friends from home playing Fortnite casually, but it really is much more casual. And yeah, we're trying to win at the end of the day, but I think the setup is much more casual than like a Warzone type for a Royale where there's so many bots, I'm sure, and whatnot. But um, yeah, I can definitely appreciate the just playing casual versus the computer. I want to dive into an RPG. I don't. Have you been into any RPGs lately?
No, really, anything like kind of like you were saying, anything that feels like it's going to take too much time, it just kind of goes on the back burner.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, Balatro's quick. Sometimes I still do like the rally racing stuff. That's quick. My racing things you can jump in and out of. Um,
Do you still have your wheel? I know you got a wheel.
yep, it's right next to me here. I can't get it into the frame, but
That's all right.
I can give it a pat. Uh, yeah, you can just I just like drag it in and out, and pretty much only get at it maybe once every couple weeks at this point.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
Better than nothing.
yeah,
Is your seat comfortable? I always found like my seat for doing the racing like extremely uncomfortable. Like especially after like I don't know if you do like a 20-minute race or something crazy like that. And actually, by the way this course is set up, breaking 60 might be more realistic in seeing both of our approaches on one. But we'll see where it goes.
yeah, it's a tough flag on a really steep slope.
Yeah, yeah. We chose randomly pin set two, and the medium distance tees. Maybe we should have chosen the short tees, but maybe I can bail us out here. Maybe we'll still get a bird. But sorry, back to what was I asking? Yeah, do you like have like a comfortable setup?
Yes. I mean, I just use the seat that I'm in here, which is a standard office chair. It's not that expensive, but um, it is a relatively new seat to me, and I really preferred my old one when it comes down to racing.
Sure.
Everything else, I kind of like this one, but just the comfort I had it pretty much exactly how I liked it. Um, it's not so bad. I had to take the wheels off, um, or else it wasn't possible to get this one low enough.
Yeah, and you have the pedals and everything too. It's not just the wheel, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And it's like on this metal rack that I bought that slides perfectly, like razor thin margins right under the front of my desk.
Oh, okay. So it's sitting on a rack.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe that like helps a little bit. So it's a little off the ground.
Yeah. The pedals are screwed onto it too, and that's like a couple inches off the ground.
Maybe that just makes it just feel a little bit more comfortable because I know that's I always had mine sitting on the ground. I never made large efforts to make it super comfortable.
Ergonomic.
Yeah, exactly. And then by the time I maybe thought about it, I was losing interest or somewhat losing interest and time at the same time. So it was like, all right, maybe it's just time to sell it, and that's what I ended up doing.
You sold that Logitech wheel that you bought.
I did, yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I absolutely loved it, and it worked great. But the resale value was still holding strong, and I got like 80% of the value that I paid for it. So
yeah.
I was like, I feel like I clearly got my money's worth, and it was just sitting there for a little while, and it's time to move on. I love like clearing stuff out, and I mean, if anyone could appreciate selling stuff, I mean, I'm sure it's you. You're
yeah,
becoming you got a lot of inventory over there with your new hobby / career, whatever you might call it at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's full time at this point. And yeah, I wish you could help me clear it out. Clearing stuff out. It's getting pretty overwhelming over there, but we make do.
Is it is it primarily, would you say, video game based? So we're talking about you're largely into buying and reselling, various. What would you say? Retro gaming is primary market, but anything kind of that variety. Find some good bulk deals, and then parsing it out and organizing it, and maybe fixing it up occasionally and reselling it.
Yeah, you pretty much hit it on the head. You sort of alluded to bulk buying. Was one of the ways I was able to sort of dive into this the most was a really good buy I had early on in this idea. Off the hill and in? Oh.
Ooh. Wouldn't have minded that.
On Facebook Marketplace, I found a really good deal on somebody's huge collection of all of their video games from their whole past. They needed quick cash for a hole in their roof. And so I drove out a couple hours to the other side of the state and bought all of it. And it gave me like some runway to
go in,
learn about all this kind of stuff. Great shot.
Wow. Thank you.
And now it's going to roll off.
Of course. Yeah, break. We might need to bump it up to break 65. Jeez.
Right, breaking par.
Yeah, I feel like those were like solid approaches on both 1 and 2, but now neither one of us has good birdie looks on back-to-back holes. Sorry, what you were saying about that first sale? You drove a while, needed quick cash.
Yeah, they needed some quick cash, and so I just bought basically their whole life's worth of stuff for maybe 40% of cost. And, it just gave me a lot of leeway to learn about all of the things I didn't know about different video game systems from the past. Make money on it while I was doing it, and also learn that I kind of want to just eventually hone it all back down and really just focus on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo branded things. And you said mostly retro. That is pretty much true. Up until recently, I really wasn't trading much Nintendo Switch stuff, but I wish I started earlier. But still pretty new to it, so learning.
Like anything, you just
Kind of like,
the more you do it, right? The more you learn, and the more knowledge you gain, the quicker you are, the better you are at it. And I'm just turning the music because that was just. But yeah. But how long's it been now? It probably 9 months. So has it been a full year?
not a full year now. I started like dabbling with it late last summer.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and
Ooh.
then I have made it an like official business in January, like early January of this year. So finishing up about 5 months now, and it's getting better every month. And I'm really glad I did it, and I am doing it. Still doing it. We had a really good day today of buying, some selling.
Do you take inspiration from like Gary Vee and stuff like that? Do you ever like follow his stuff where he like goes to yard sales? Is that like something different, or is that just completely different avenue? Or
It's a different sourcing method. I have not done yard sales. I'm not sure that I will.
yeah,
Um, Mostly just buying online
yeah.
and selling online. Um, Early in the process, I went to a couple of Goodwills. Get this shot real quick. Um, and pretty much just came out with stuff that was a waste of time. It was before
Yeah.
I had fully focused on the video games, and I bought some board games, and I still have some of them that I need to list again. They just sat for a while and didn't sell. Some of them sold, but the point is they were pretty heavy,
Yeah.
and just the margins weren't there, and the demand wasn't there. Not enough people buying, and that's part of why I said I was mostly going to just Nintendo stuff is demand. Um,
I always wanted
People
to.
buying the stuff.
What was that?
I said you just have more people buying the stuff
Yeah.
than other stuff.
I always want. I've seen like a couple of YouTube videos, and I kind of want to try it out, especially because I want some not new, but like new as in like different, not necessarily new as in brand new golf clubs. And I see in um, the Goodwill stores, like occasionally you find like these crazy gems or whatever. Not that I actually expect I would find something of that nature, but just seeing what random clubs I could find for like $5, $10 or whatever. Maybe I can find like a 2 iron or something, or a 1 iron or something crazy that would just be fun. And I'm sure it would be a crappy old club, and maybe I'd get it regripped. But that's what I
Right.
always envisioned myself doing in one of those type of stores.
Yep. I see people score there, you know, whether it be golf clubs or video games or whatever it may be. That's uh yeah, part of doing any either side hustle or just thrifting in general is you just got to do it. The more you do it, the more chances you have to have that score, you know.
You still been
Time.
I know like as of late in the past few years you haven't been like golfing as much per se, if that's fair to say. You still have any
For
sort of
sure.
itch towards the game?
Yeah, I love to play. I just don't really have the time or energy right now. I actually got in my first nine of the year 2 days ago,
Yep.
um, and it was a great time.
That's good.
Didn't play that well, but had a really sweet flop in. Very similar distance to the shot you just hit, but the pin was tucked right about where your ball is right now,
Okay.
and it was real sweet. Just same kind of lie uphill in the fairway. I just kind of put it in the front of my feet and flicked my wrist under it. Bounced and rolled in. We had just let the
Oh,
group
you
behind us
hold it.
join too. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
it was
thought
sweet.
yeah, you said a sweet flop. I didn't realize you hold it. That's even better. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was a beaut.
That'll make you want to get back
Um,
out there. And oh,
oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
it was on hole 8 too, and we had just let the group behind us join, so there was a sixum, so we had a little party running around.
Oh, that's sweet. For
Yeah.
birdie, I assume, or
Mhm. It was the only it was the only par or better on the 9. Let's just put it that way.
fair enough. Only par or better, not only.
Correct.
Oh, okay. It took me a minute
Correct.
to just catch up, realize what you said. Yeah, bit of a
Yeah.
struggle. I was going to
Wow,
ask, like, if you know, if you thought you had a handicap right now, which I'm sure you don't. With the infrequency of playing, do you think you'd be
yeah,
shooting mid 80s or something? Or I know you were a decent
probably
player
closer
at
to
one
one.
point.
Yeah, I was more low 80s at my best for the most part. So nowadays I would expect something closer to bogey golf.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I think I probably shot about a 50. It wasn't
yeah.
pretty. I
Did you
hit the
ever
ball really
record?
well, really just doing dumb things with
Did
the
you ever
equipment.
record a handicap?
Nope.
No, never really played enough
No,
to do that, or just didn't really care at the time when you were
I
playing it
didn't
in your peak.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never really cared.
Look at this one.
Um, I was pretty much just the low 80s guy. I only broke into the 70s a few times. I think my best is a 76.
Damn.
Um,
Okay. I mean, that's see, like, if to break 80 in like, it's a great mental place to be, to like not care, you know, because I'm kind of in that stage. I still care enough that I'm keeping all my scores and stuff because I really just want to see what the end results are, and if I, you know, um, can like have a personal best score, but I know with my infrequency of playing, I'm unlikely to get better, but I did shoot my best round ever like a few weeks ago. I was telling Billy last couple weeks, or whenever I filmed it with him or recorded, I shot at 82, which was fantastic for me because I was hovering around a 19 handicap. Now with that score, added him a 15.6. So, and previously I think I was 86, 87, or 88. I honestly don't know what my low score was. It was probably a year or two ago. So it was high 80s, and I said to myself, my goal for this year is to break 80, but my realistic goal is to break 85, and I did it within my like second round. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can actually go for my goal this year. I thought
yeah,
breaking 80 was a bit unattainable considering I know I'm not going to be golfing too much.
right.
Let's see.
Well, that's awesome shooting though.
Thank you.
Get
Yes.
yourself out to just get yourself out. I don't know what kind of course you were playing with. It was hard, medium, easy, but get yourself out to an easy one and
Yeah,
go
no,
break 80.
it was my home course. It was pretty solid. What's the slope? 132 slope, so it's not like by any means a cakewalk. I played from the blue tees. It wasn't like a short day. Not that that would really deter much or like take away. 62.26 was the yardage. So a little over 6,000. That's typically where I'm shooting, and you know, I try to not let when choosing my tees. I'm like, I try to just do what's best for me. Like I try not to be like, oh, I need to shoot from the blues, or I need to do this, or need to do that. Like I'm always just usually just over 6,000 yards is the one I'm choosing. So,
For
but
sure.
this being my home course, if you want to call it home course, I guess if I have 15, 20 rounds this year, I bet you 5 of them are at this course. So for sure, most played. This is a weird hole. Do I
Yeah, I
choose
can't see what's going on.
3-1? Let's do. Can we do a sting? Let's do a stinger and just see what happens here.
Yeah, I might have a chance to do some more golfing. That was just filling in for Buddy's league, and he says there's usually people that aren't there, so I'll be filling
Okay.
in more often.
Oh, this stinger
Looks
actually
like
worked
people.
out beautifully.
It reminded me of how out of shape I am.
Oh yeah,
When I was,
struggled to like walk the
yeah.
9.
No, we actually had cars, but I still like jogged around to my ball a little bit here and there, and the next day, like the whole front of my foot was like bruised, like the bottom pad.
Ugh.
I couldn't walk on my toes at all.
Now how long were you working at a golf course? Because you worked at a course for a while, right?
Yes, managed a golf course for about 2 summers,
Yeah.
and springs and falls and winters. We were open in the winter for multiple things besides golf. Um, what club did you end up hitting?
I hit driver, but I did a full driver, but stinger. So it knocked it
Gotcha.
down a little bit. So I didn't really want to
Give it a shot.
carry the ridge there. This could be money. We'll see. Feel like it should have enough momentum to go down, but maybe it won't. Just get held up in this. Yeah, damn.
Gross.
Yeah. Well, I got a good. Luckily, we're playing best ball.
Right? Yeah, we'll use yours here, most likely. Wow, that flag. This is tough.
I love the views on these
Um,
courses. Let's see.
but yeah, the course was pretty fun to manage. We did it all: outings, leagues, events. Had a wine bar. Had a little restaurant upstairs besides the wine bar. I just got a notification on Memorial Day. Despite being the general manager of the place, I was out there flipping birds on Memorial Day. Because what needs done needs done.
That's funny.
Uh, yeah, I was playing more golf back then for sure. I'll get at it again sometime. I love playing. I hit the ball really well despite shooting about a 50. I was just doing really dumb stuff in the short game. I was hitting like solidly well struck chip shots that would get halfway to the hole.
Sure.
Like I hit the ball how I wanted to, and it got halfway there. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
The ball
Yeah.
better.
I played another round since, and I did a couple stupid things. I was 5 over through 8, so I was very, and I felt like I was playing well. Like my swing was there and everything, and was not disappointed through those 8 holes at all. And to be 5 over, I'm well on pace to break 90, so somewhere in the 80s. And then on 9, my second shot, I hit it. I pulled it just barely left, and it went into some tall fescue, and I just couldn't find it. And I was dropping 3, hitting 4, and then I ended up tripling the hole because, you know, I lost the ball and just was in a bad spot, nice putt, in a bad spot. And then very next tee on 10, yanked one into the water, dropped, took out a 5 wood because I felt like I could probably get to the green, topped it into the water. What did I do? I dropped again, took the 5 wood, hit it into the water, a third ball in the water, dropped 6, and I'm hit.
Wow.
I finally was like, okay, I need to just hit pitching wedge, I guess, like out to the fairway. And sure enough, I did. And then I like to play ball and hole and just record like my actual score. Like I hate to, like if I just logged a triple, which I certainly could have, and just moved on. Like we certainly weren't holding up pace of play by any means, so like I had no issues of like continuing the hole. I play relatively quick too. Get a nice little drag in here. But like if I logged a triple there, right, and like yeah, sure, I get triple right there, and then I end up shooting an 88 on the day, and I never finished that hole. It's just like, can I really say I broke 90? And like in my mind, I feel like I couldn't say that like by true scoring, and it would just bother me if I'm trying to break or achieve some certain goal or score that you're not playing by like the book. Technically, I mean, technically you are, technically you're not, because like at a certain handicap, like you're supposed to just take net double bogey, or oh, is that light? Or it might be light. I think that's what it is. Like if you're over, if you're an amateur, I think net double bogey is the max you're supposed to take on a hole, and just kind of move on. Right. Yeah, so therefore gross triple for me on just about every hole would be the one. But nevertheless, I shot somewhere in the high 90s after those 2 debacles. I mean, I pretty much bogeyed out. I had a couple pars sprinkled in and maybe a double, or maybe it might have been 2 on the back. But Yeah, you know, feeling good and shooting good is, or shooting good and scoring good is definitely two different things. And I've never felt better about my swing, and just so in love with the
That's
game
awesome.
of golf. I just wish I was there more, but at the same time, I'm very happy with, you know, everything that's going on in life. Like today, it was my son's third birthday, so had a nice little ordeal for him, and you know, he's happy running around and occupying a whole bunch of our time. But
I
did
bet.
I get light front? Yeah, I did get light. Wow. I mean, this is more
Nice.
of an impossible challenge than the last course I played. Good God, what is this pin?
Yeah, it's been really tough. We are over par. Told you it was a breaking par challenge.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's launch way up there. Just sit. Let's go down the ridge. We're on the green, I think. Unless she rolls all the way off.
But you got a long putt.
I'll tell you though, when you plan an event, so we had his as at an outdoor, like just a park nearby, which has been our go-to the past year. Like when he was 2, we did it at a park too. Might have actually done it when he was 1. Oh no, we did it. Well, we had an outdoor then too. But like when rain's in the forecast and like you have to do all these contingency planning, what a pain in the neck it is. Like it just kept saying like
Definitely.
50% chance of rain, and then my wife's like, what do we do? What do we do? We have all these people, and like we didn't want to host anyone, or not that we didn't want to host anyone. We would have, but we had nothing planned, and like, what are we gonna have, a dozen little kids running around our house with no activities to do per se? But it ended up being pretty much a perfect day, so which could have been better. Let's see.
That's awesome.
Get up there. Go in.
Do it.
Sit.
Mm.
All right. Should be
For
able
what it's worth,
to.
I think you mentioned something about pro settings, but I don't think I'm on pro.
Oh. Oh, well.
I think it might be open.
Ew. Oh, no. Well, I hope you can make yours. Greens are a little bit funky. All right, nicely done.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll get a little score update after this. See where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Have a quick look.
Oh, this is a cool hole with the samurai in the background.
Mm-hmm. I actually recognize this. I can play this one to the lead.
All right, let's see. We can't be doing all that great, but okay, even one. Well, we matched birds on 3, and that was it. So we are sitting at 1 under.
Wow.
But all pars. At least one of us had parred every other hole. So maybe 65.
Wow.
We'll call it breaking 65. 65 might be tough, as we're only sitting 1 under through 6, but might be able to get 7 through the remaining 12 holes. You never know.
Perf.
Now, have you been
Yeah.
playing this game all too much? It's just Balatro. I mean, I barely play this game myself, so I mean,
Yeah, hardly much. A society here and there, or a alt shot here or there, or a divot derby here or there.
oh, the old divot
But,
derby.
Yeah. See somebody like a USN running that or something like that.
I saw he was just out at what was it? NCAA, EA. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That looked
Love to
awesome.
see him popping off, still growing.
For sure.
Good to see the community growing.
Yeah.
Now you're getting
Yeah,
excited for the
getting out
football
part of it.
season too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I feel like we go back and forth in like in our conversations over the years. You've been into NFL players, team, not necessarily teams, but like fantasy and you know, college and various things. Like, I correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but like maybe fantasy has never wavered, but like your fandom, obviously growing up, and I see the Browns flag still in the background. Is Brown still like, are you watching every weekend as a Browns fan, or is it mainly just watching for fantasy purposes at this point?
Yeah, I mean, always been a Browns fan. Will stay a Browns fan, but they haven't really given me any reason to be excited ever since they came back into the league. So
Sure.
I don't pretend to be excited until it's time to be excited, which is
Sure. Okay. That's fair.
second week of the playoffs with Baker Mayfield or something like that. So yeah, like once in the past 20 something years, we've been excited for a little bit. Other than that, yeah, we root for our fantasy teams.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of that defeated feeling,
Yep,
but
it is what it is. I still like football. It's fun to watch. Still a fan of a lot of different players out there, and
yeah,
it's all fun to watch.
it certainly is. It's definitely like, the number one sport that I'm tuning into every single game, and pretty much, I mean, even Thursday night football, I'm tuning in and watching, even if it's some crappy teams, because it's usually fantasy implications, so
Yeah.
now we co-manage a team, and how many, I mean, I know you do or have in the past. I don't know if it's still a lot at this point for best ball, but how many active leagues are you in, would you say?
Yeah, I don't know how many best balls I'll do this year, so let's just not even count those.
Yeah, right.
So just three then. Um,
Okay.
our league, and then another dynasty league with half of the same guys,
Right.
and then USN's league.
Oh, okay. That's manageable. That's very manageable.
Mm-hmm.
I was a psychopath at one point, and I had like 15 leagues like actively
Same.
managed, and I didn't want any part of it, but I was just at a, it was obviously before kids and everything, but I just didn't say no every single time someone asked me, and fantasy was just kind of popping off, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but at the certain point, it's like, like, when do I say no?
Right.
And then slowly some leagues started to fade, and I was like, okay, thank goodness. I think this climbs. Get up. All right, we're on the dance floor.
It's really all a matter of like time and willingness. I mean,
Yeah,
it
you're
gets
much
crazy sometimes.
much more dedicated to our league than I am. I know. I mean, I am, but at the same time, paying attention to the free agencies and all that stuff, and I'm certainly very fine, into a large portion of the players. I'd say 95%, but like third strings and stuff, I've lost my touch to a degree. But I knew a fair shake of the rookie draft that we just did, and as much as you can know, really, right? I mean, it's a lot of college, and most people aren't going to know a lot of the college players that are getting drafted. But yeah, it's fun. I think I'm in a half dozen, maybe not that much. USN's my main league. Our league. Yeah, I think 2 got canceled. I might only be in 3 or 4 myself, which is quite nice. But I do plan on doing a bunch of best balls. I'm actually currently, I have one team left in golf best ball, and I think I am going to be bowing out of it after this. I mean, my team is going to lose after this tournament this week. It's kind of been a fun setup. Go in. Oh! But for golf, you did 10 players, and it started, before I think Kapalua, the Sony Open, the Hawaii won the Tournament of Champions in like February was the first tournament. But it's separated into different tiers. And the first tier is like 6 tournaments, let's say. So it starts with that one and it ended, I don't know, maybe end of March or whatever. And the Masters kicks off the second tier. But like, you're in a 6-person pod. And then if you're the first place team, you advance to the next section of tournaments, and then you go into another 6-team pod, and then you advanced again, and each time there's a little bit of a payout. So if you do a $10 lineup, you advance the first pod, you get $20, and you are eligible for round 2. And then once you get to round 2, then you're eligible for round 3, all the way to round 4, and then round 4 is the grand prize, like all the way up to like $50,000 or $100,000. So it's like this big, huge, like progressive jackpot type thing, which, ooh, there's a little hidden short. What is this over here? One moment. What is this? Can I? Oh.
You wearing an Ohio State shirt?
I am.
Nice. Go Bucks. We don't give a damn about the whole state of Michigan.
OH.
Dirty cheaters.
For our draft pick and hopefully helping the Patriots go to the Super Bowl. I can't use my oh, it looks like a little hidden samurai. I'm gonna try for, is it a par 5? It is. Do I want to try for this? Yeah, Mr. Travion Henderson. Really hoping he's a stud for the Patriots. That rock is just brutal. Like, there's just no way I land on this. I'm here to try to do fun things, but I think there's maybe a 5% chance I land on this island and like a 0.1% chance I land on this fairway. So can I even, if I go over here, like I can still reach the green over here, so there's really no incentive. I wish there was more incentive to go for that, but
yeah, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, he sneaks in some of these little shortcuts. That's why I some of these fantasy course designers just do a spectacular job. And I mean, like the lighting and like he does some beautiful special work. But yeah, been a Bucks fan for a little bit. Ohio State Buckeyes, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Settle down now.
Easy.
Settle down now.
Ooh.
Chance to putt it.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see.
Oh, I brought something for show and tell.
Ooh, what do we got here?
It's just one of the items that you have a hard time selling because it's cool.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the tough parts about the business I do. You buy a bunch of cool stuff that you don't want to sell. This is the full set of the Wii remotes that all have the different Mario characters on them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
With their original silicone sleeves and wrist straps all colored out.
Now, like, did you have, in, I guess, retail-wise, did you have to buy those individually back at that time, I would imagine?
Yes. They came in individual boxes.
Wow.
Back in the day. And different ones are more popular than others. And were more popular, so they sold more. So thus, some of them are just harder to find nowadays and cost a little more, like the Bowser, Toad. But, like, there's a bunch of Mario and Luigi, so those aren't as expensive.
That's pretty cool. Are you holding on to them, keeping them as a set or anything?
Keeping them as a set, I don't know if I'm going to sell them. I mean, I will at some point. But
yeah.
The point is they'll either be sold as a set or kept as a set. I'm not just going to randomly sell some of them off. Yeah.
I wish I had it to show and tell. I feel like I was showing someone recently. Well, I could. It doesn't really do justice because anyone could just pull a picture up on their phone, or internet. But I still rip some Pokemon 151 packs. My buddy got me back into it a little bit. Your logo is like right my way. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but I bet it can be turned off.
Okay.
I just haven't done it yet.
Anyways, like you know, I liked collecting, and I have like the complete base set, fossil set, jungle set from like the original series. Most of them are mediocre to probably below average condition, I would say, but I do have a complete set, which is cool. And I just like the idea of the complete sets and everything. And I feel like I certainly lost touch with that whole hobby for a long period of time. And I really wasn't into like Pokemon or card collecting probably after that period, because you know it felt like there was so many different Pokemon that they just were inventing and whatever, and like, you know, I was just only in tune, and I knew the original base set characters, and that was it. And sure enough, they came out with this set, the Scarlet and Violet 151, and it was almost like a re-release with all these cool graphics and everything of the original Pokemon. So it wasn't like any weird new Pokemon. I call them weird, but like all these new games that come out that like there isn't a single one that I recognize. Like I'm looking for the Pikachus, the Charizards, Blastoids, Venusaurs, all those traditional ones, even like the, you know, the birds like the Moltres, Articunos, and whatever. But that's essentially all this 151 set was. And I'm like, my buddy texted me about it, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And he said he was going to start to collect it, so I did too. We bought a bunch, and lo and behold, it ended up being like a super popular set. And you know, some of the cards are holding value, and we were just buying packs and opening them. And I'm sure, you know, the cost wise, like opening packs like in any game, right, is not necessarily the financially savvy thing to do. But obviously it's the fun part, you know. It's like, you know, opening a pack. And where my condition of my old cards was like, oh no, none of them are really that great, and I certainly bought some to complete the sets over time. I was like, this is kind of cool if I can just open packs and I just go pack right to binder, like pack to sleeve or whatever the terminology is of all these cards. Like I could essentially have a near mint full set.
Yeah.
However, there, you know, if you look at these new sets, they have these reverse holofoils, and they have all these different variations. So don't let the 151 fool you. There's actually 360 unique cards in the set, so it's a lot larger than you would think. And then obviously you need to hit all the holos and chase cards. And anyways, I'm like, I have 321 out of 360 currently, and I just on the very last, or 2 packs ago, I guess now, pulled the chase card, the big money Charizard, and I was like so pumped to grab it. And I don't have it because I actually sent it into PSA for grading, because I was like, you know what,
nice.
if I've never done it. It looks pretty darn near mint, and if it happens to be a 10 out of 10, I think it would be a really cool display piece. Like right behind me over here, I have this like setup. I think I'm gonna get like a sideboard here, and then maybe even like a floating shelves and stuff, and just display things. Because I mean, it's my office, and like I could probably tilt my camera a little bit more and figure something out, but I feel like it'd be a cool background for anything I do. And like, you know, that in combination with a few other things just put up there, it would be a cool display piece. But even if not, you know, I'm gonna take my chance and I can throw it in the binder. But long story long, I did pull the chase card, and
That's awesome.
that was sweet.
Congratulations.
That was many packs in. Thank you. Get up.
Funny you say what you say. In about arm's length, I gotta take my headset off for like a second to get it, but you'll see something cool.
Okay. Steady. Hold the green. Okay. All right. We're right there.
I have my Pokemon cards just from going up from the base set.
Oh.
Just the holos here, but the old chase card you spoke of. I also have a Charizard somewhere in the stack.
Nice.
Never sent him in for grading though. Is it like the one that got stuck in the box? I was gonna show it to you. Try again.
Turn. Oh, almost.
The one that got stuck in the box.
The one that got left behind.
Yeah. And now I got a putt, so the world must wait even longer.
Yeah, I have mine. I think I graded mine as like moderately played or heavy played. Like, it's not the best Charizard. I'm a little disappointed with the quality of that.
Gotcha.
But at this point, it's like I don't really want to buy one either. You know, it's like they're so expensive, so just gonna kind of hold it. That's what it is. So let's see this puppy.
I'll get her out of her plastic for you.
Oh, living life on the edge.
Yeah, she's naked. I don't know how the focus is on the camera. You'll have to tell me.
Not too bad. I mean, it's obviously very tough to tell, you know, quality-wise from my point of view. But
right.
Does it seem like any scratches or anything, or decent wear? Or...
It's pretty light scratching, but I just don't know enough about the grading to know.
Yeah.
If it would be an 8, 9, or 10. I have heard that specifically with retro Pokemon cards, they've like just gotten a lot more stringent on giving out like 10s, pretty much.
Sure.
Because it devalues all the other 10s.
Right. Yeah, and you know, the new ones, you can imagine, like, even though it's right out of the pack, or the right out of the pack, from what I hear, they're very difficult to get 10s because similar situations, it's just like everyone's just sending everything in for grading right away because they realize the value of a 10.
Right.
And the amount of the popularity of people sending everything into PSA is just through the roof. Like, people, all the stuff that you're looking at, right, or reselling, like half of that could be graded and just sold as is, right? Like, you know, the old Game Boy games and everything, like in case, like that's huge money if that's you know, the way it's presented. Obviously that's not the case for a large portion of what you have, I'm sure, but
Right. You're talking about it like in the boxes.
yeah, like in the box, usually unopened, or so. I'm sure almost nothing is in that situation for you, but
yeah, I have a lot of that for PlayStation 3 and 4 right now.
Okay.
Other than that, not a lot. And I hope I don't have those for much longer. The goal is to sell them, and the goal is to not deal with much PlayStation stuff. I do have a copy of Link to the Past 4 Swords for Game Boy Advance sealed for sale right now on the eBay. But yeah, not a lot. It's tough to find old stuff sealed.
What was your go-to games growing up? Were you like super into all the Nintendos? Because you were a big gamer growing up, right? I mean, I certainly was. Yeah.
It's kind of where I got my nickname of Lextron, the Tron being like electronics, playing the video games all the time. And yeah, it was a lot of Nintendo branded stuff. I mean, I got a Sega Genesis 2, and then I skipped PlayStation 1, eventually got a PlayStation 2. But yeah, before that it was like NES, Super Nintendo, N64.
Gotcha. Yeah, I hopped in at N64 / Game Boy. I don't think I ever had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color, N64 and Game Boy Color, and then I went PS2, PS3. Okay. That route, but yeah, I love those old days, the nostalgia. I mean, before social media, before all this stuff, like, it was just, you were so happy and content with, you know, those in single player games, and like, you know, when you had a friend that came over and you got to play with 2 controllers on the same system, there was nothing like it. I mean, even just like a simple Mario Kart game, like, it's so simple, but now it's like it's not good enough for it seems almost like not good enough for anyone.
Yeah, there's still people that want it, and that's why I'm able to be in business doing what I do. In fact, Mario Kart for the Wii is still so dang popular that one way that I found to make bounce.
Oh. Are we what? Are we in play?
you gonna do?
Okay.
Kick it up
Yep.
the hill for
Yep.
you a little bit. No
That's
worries.
how I saw that too. All right, major
Um,
open stance. Okay. Can I do it? Do I have a super flop unlocked? Not on this character. Okay.
yeah, I recently bought a pile of 54 steering wheel adapters for the Wii remotes on Nintendo Wii, specifically to pair with Mario Kart games.
That didn't work.
Uh, that's all right. I'm on the green button.
Turn in. All right. Hopefully you can two-putt at least, save us a par. Any other big summer plans for you? Any travel or no golf meetups this year? You did a golf meetup last year, right? It was with Heels?
That would have been 2 years ago at this point.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, year and a half going on 2.
Yeah.
Last year went to Philadelphia, met up with Dobie on the way and played a round of golf. But didn't play any golf in Philadelphia.
How's Dobie been? Have you stayed in touch with them? I popped in a few times and like listened to a stream, but I never have the time to like chat. I'm always in like the middle of work or something.
Yeah, he's just getting back to streaming again. Just recovering from little health issues.
Yeah.
But I think he's ship shape now.
That's good.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully I can bother him for some more golf. Maybe I can in a week and a half when I go volunteer at Oakmont.
Ooh, you're going to
US Open.
You mentioned that. We talked about this, right? Like a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And how many days are you doing?
I have to do 4 shifts, and it'll be across 4 days. And they're split up, so I'll be coming back in between.
Yep.
I'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, Sunday.
And you get grounds admission Thursday, Friday?
All week, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. How far away is that from you?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, that's not far at all.
Yeah, maybe 10 more, maybe an hour 40.
Nice shot.
Thanks.
Oh, that's got to be so exciting. I'm going to the Travelers again. I've went last year, going with the family again, but you know, I'd love to go to like a big event, especially now where all these PGA events you're getting, you know, stripped of all the live guys. Not that there's that many live guys that I really care to see anyways, but like Bryson always draws like some attention, and just seeing him nuke one, and or just a new course in general. Like for me, like I've seen where the Travelers is. What is it? TPC River Highlands, I think it is. I always forget the name of the course. I believe that's where it is. I've been there a handful of times in Connecticut, so it's... Man, can't hit a shot. Lost its luster for me. So, well,
Gotcha.
In the grand scheme of things, like it would just be so much more interesting to go somewhere else at this point, but it's also so convenient compared to everything else, so...
Right. Yeah, we used to have the local tournament at Firestone.
Right.
The Bridgestone Invitational, and I missed that for sure. So getting out to Oakmont will be a great
Was
time.
that the one that Tiger went on the rocks and had like a huge, not on the rocks, but like he went over on a par 3 over water and then had a huge flop shot or something like that and almost hold it?
No, that was the Memorial, I think.
Oh, it was a Memorial shot. Okay, yeah. That's also Ohio, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If we're talking about the same thing, it was where he had hit a 4 flop shot and then had to chip it in.
No, I'm thinking it was a par 3. He pulled it. It was way left. It was early days. I feel like Fuzzy was his caddy, so I'm almost positive it was. And then like he had to like climb up on like some ledge that was like, so it was bunker left of the green.
Oh, I know what you're talking
and
about.
then like
I don't know where it was.
like maybe like 10 feet up on a ledge, and he had to like do this flop shot, and it trickled maybe like 6-7 feet past the hole, and then of course he made the putt. But I believe it was
I saw
like
that highlight recently.
Yeah, on a weekend, and it was, you know, very meaningful for the tournament.
Tiger has all sorts of moments at Firestone, though. It's like one of his favorite courses.
Okay.
He has the course record there. I was actually there for that day. I was even there like on 18 when he made the sick putt for whatever it was, 61.
Yeah.
And then he also had the shot in the dark or whatever. There he stuck a 9 iron or something to like a foot and a half in the dark to beat Jim Furyk.
It's so insane looking back. Like, as cool as like Scotty is doing all this stuff right now, it's just like, man, how electric Tiger was back in those days, and I wish I was a little bit older to appreciate it. I'm born in '90, so I'm the early Tiger days. Like, I was only like 8, 9, 10 years old. Like, I guess 2001 was really 10, 11 years old, but I didn't really know much about golf or anything at that point, and could really appreciate what he was doing.
I happen to be getting into it. I'm 3 years older than you, and my cousin got me into the game at a pretty young age, so I was all about Tiger. It was one of my big inspirations.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I can certainly say like I was all about him, but like to realize the magnitude of how good he was. Like, I knew he was, oh yeah, this guy's the best, but like I was just like, oh yeah, Jack, Arnold Palmer were the best too, blah blah blah, and like I knew a little bit about golf, but the pure dominance of like winning the U.S. Open by 15 strokes and like just having like the near Grand Slam or the Tiger Slam or whatever you want to call it, and
right, this could get spicy.
Maybe it's good. Oh, oh, I thought that was gonna be good for you.
Same.
Are you watching any pro golf at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, not much on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I mean, gambling wise, if I have bets in, I will, but mainly it's always Saturday, Sunday.
Good to see Ben Griffin playing well.
Yeah, he was like an accountant like 2 years ago or something.
One of them guys, that Monday Q info guy that I shared you.
Oh
Twitter
no,
profile.
I did the same thing as. What am I doing? What were we thinking?
I'm not really sure.
Apparently, we're both fine though. Although we have a big bush in the way. We've got bush.
Speaking Adobe. Let's try to flop it up there.
Unfortunately, as much as you say it's good to see him doing well, he's the guy that's putting the nail in my coffin right now in my underdog team on best ball, of course. But he's the guy who's winning my pod has him, I should say. So last week he obviously won the tournament, and then this week he's right up there. Probably, I assume Scotty will win, but
yeah. Let's see.
Come on, let's get a pitch in, huh?
Oh, I have another show and tell for you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I have to stand up for. We'll see.
Turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
We love show and tell.
Your oldest friend Wadowski.
Oh yes.
Formerly White Widow 21. Now Wadowski. He every now and then throws up streams of himself doing some painting in his backyard.
Okay.
So not only does he stream it, but he does it in his free time. Not streaming, I'm sure. And you can find all of his paintings in his Discord, actually. And if you spend enough time watching his channel and accumulate 300,000 channel points, he'll send you one. I got one right here. I'm sure you can buy them too if you don't have enough time to spend enough time to earn 300,000 channel points. But
very cool.
Just got here this week. I'll find a better spot to hang it. It's a little low right now on that hook, but it was the only hook I had available at the time. But it's pretty cool stuff. Check them out, Wadowski, twitch.tv/.
He's still streaming. Okay, headphones off.
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh yeah, he's still streaming every now and then, right? I feel like I don't hit the go on the purple platform all too often these days, but I feel like I do see him on my left side banner there, and I'll click in every once in a while. It'll always be like a random like single player game. It feels like.
Yep, it's that or golf right now. Golf is on the full uninstall, so I don't think we're gonna see that for a little bit. But yeah, he'll play some single player stuff or even some multiplayer stuff. He likes to shake it up. Uh, but he still streams. You are correct.
I do, yeah. The amount it bums me out to see that many people like get too frustrated with the game. I assume it's competition probably largely or some
His most
sort of
recently is, I mean, yeah, everybody's competitive, wants to shoot well, but most recently, I think he's just not a fan of the update. Just the fact that the update exists at all,
okay.
you know. And I'm kind of in the same boat. Doesn't matter if it feels better or worse. Really, it didn't change much, but it changed enough things that now you got to relearn stuff. When I already was just trying to figure out stuff,
What
you
what
know.
what was like the biggest things from the update? Because like I honestly I feel like I've been disconnected enough that I honestly don't know, or maybe it'll open my eyes as to like, oh, why didn't I see that?
Generally, like transition and rhythm seem to matter more now. So
Okay,
like partials have become more difficult. Putting has become more difficult. Just trying to get the correct distance that you pulled back the putter and speed at which you pushed it through for your rhythm. So it's just generally more difficult. And then like chipping and pitching, the ball rolls out less, which I think over time you'd probably score better. But a lot of people are just frustrated trying to relearn it, and I kind of
right,
understand it. It already felt like you had to pull backs for 5 days to make the ball barely go anywhere, and now
sure.
it seems that's even more exaggerated because the
Yes, I
balls don't roll
definitely
out
feel
as
like the
much.
chipping is one thing that just doesn't feel right to me.
Yep.
Um, but it never really has. And switching to more play, like I've been playing my career and like just trying to grind my guys to like get to 99. And I did like the challenges. Like I just some of them I just dumbed down and put it on like perfect swing and tried to do. But I felt like just humbling myself and just taking everything off masters, playing on pro, and just being more casual. Like I enjoyed this game so much more.
I bet you would, because yeah,
It's just I feel like it's not worth my frustration. Like yeah, like 3 degrees closed, and I'd be like yanking one off the off the grid on master. It felt like so. I'm like I can't be getting that upset on trying to hit these things if I'm these perfect contact zones if I'm barely not barely playing the game, but you know I feel like you need 10 to 20 hours a week of almost practice to stay consistently good where masters is reasonable to play on some of these courses.
right.
And I'm like I'm certainly not going to be dedicating that. Like I want to log on whenever I want to and just play for fun. Let's see if we can get one top shelf here. We need some scoring. This is pathetic. Oh, hold on. We gotta get a score check here. All right, 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 3 under. We just both parred the par 5. 3 under through 13, so we're on pace to break. It is a 72. Break 70
Great.
to get to. Let's see if we can get to 65, which would be 4 more birdies in the next 5 holes. So
All right. Well, I just
unlikely with your shot, right? Because did you hit the
yeah,
green?
yeah, but it's not easy putt.
Yeah, you're in the bottom shelf. Okay.
Yeah. This is
Up 34. I might need to club up again and just try to get it somewhere on that back. All right, this should be on the putting surface. Give me a chance at least. So hard with that, like 34 feet up and a front pin. It's like maybe pin 2 screwed us. I think that
could be.
I think partially we picked the wrong pin.
Yeah. It's just tough to know.
Yeah.
get lucky.
Ooh.
Didn't get lucky.
Now you were saying, you were saying maybe see Dobie because you're on your way to Oakmont, right?
Yeah. Yes, he's a bit south of there.
Yep.
I don't know that we'll be able to link up. Uh,
Are you meeting anyone in
So
Oakmont and just doing like a solo trip for it?
just solo dolo. We'll come back halfway through. Probably won't be there for Thursday or Friday. Got business to attend to here, most likely.
Fair enough.
But I plan to, any of the days that I'm scheduled to do a shift, I plan to spend the times that I'm not on a shift hanging out, watching.
Sure. Get in. Oh, all
Let's
right.
go.
There's one.
Huge.
All right.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Got all my stuff.
When was the last time you were at a tournament? It's probably a long time, right? Since Firestone, I mean.
I feel like it would have to have been a Firestone tournament. Can't think of any others in between then and now.
And when was that stopped? It must have been a decade ago plus, right?
Almost feels like a 10 years. But I'm not sure.
Anyone in
Trivia
particular
that I'm not prepared for.
looking to see? Ooh, nice putt. Didn't matter, but still a nice putt.
Nice.
Any pro in particular you're
Golfers?
looking forward to see, or like just in general, just being out there, seeing everybody?
Yeah, just being out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really have a necessarily favorite golfer these days that's like gonna contend. You know, I was a Tiger fan, so
Right.
I like them all for the most part.
There's a lot of likable personalities out there.
Yeah, just like to see good golf and a close finish.
Yep. I was at last year. It was fun. Fun and not fun because I was at the Travelers. It was on Sunday. Scotty ended up winning in a playoff versus Tom Kim. They replayed 18, which was cool, but they also had protesters on 18 for some like climate change or something like that. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking, especially being there with my wife, son, and she was pregnant at the time too. So it was just like a little bit chaotic. And on top of it, everyone's congregated on 18, so there's like a bajillion people on 18. So this year we decided to let's just go on a Friday, and everyone's all spaced out. We don't have to worry about crowds.
Right. A little bit more family friendly.
Yeah. As much as I enjoyed watching, come back down with some momentum.
Do it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's one good look. Maybe we'll catch fire here. All right, downhill lot. This is gonna.
Yeah, they got us all hooked up. Parking passes, meal tickets for the days that I have shifts.
There we go. Get in there tight. Very nice. Now they don't comp your hotel or no, it's an hour and a half drive, so you're just driving each day.
No, I'll be staying in a hotel for the in between days because I'll be there Tuesday and Wednesday. I have to be there.
Sure.
So I'll stay overnight and then I'll come back Thursday, Friday, and then go back out Saturday, Sunday. So.
I'm curious if it'll be like an absolutely brutal punishment. I mean, U.S. Open always plays that way, like as a brutal punishment, but how brutal it will be. Like, will the winning score just be like 2 under or something? Like, I remember when Bryson, I believe, won at Winged Foot, if I'm not mistaken. He like was the only person, or maybe 2 people were under par, and that I felt like that was really cool. What is this hole? Like some giant hand. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just want to see some chaos,
Yeah, that's always
fun. Close to even par, and maybe if I'm not pick a winner, but just somebody that maybe you wouldn't expect to win a U.S. Open. So maybe not the longest hitter. Somebody like a Brian Harmon, a Ricky Fowler.
Right, like when Matt Fitzpatrick won when he was here in Boston. I'm gonna go for it. See what happens. Hopefully I'm dry. Get over. Hit the rough. Big bounce. Okay.
Wow. Guess we're going over there.
Not the direction, but I mean, you can't ask for a better place to be than the green, or I guess fringe.
Mm-mm. Wow. Man, that's a really good shot. I guess I'll try the same thing.
Yeah, I was honestly just trying to hit the bunker. I was like, okay, maybe I can
Gotcha.
hole one out of the bunker.
Right. Perfect. Perfect.
Yep, I think that's the play right there. And okay, yeah, should be a playable bunker shot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can double dip the chip.
Do it for him.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Let's do it.
No
Time.
way! The final rotation?
Wow.
Oh.
Great effort, man. Just that kind of round.
Need someone to stand there, get a shadow going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sit down.
Perfectly online, but just nuked it right over the pin.
Yep. Go get your bubble out of my face.
All right. We're in for bird again, back to back for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Once I tap mine in.
Matching up on all the wrong holes.
Yep.
To make a good best ball.
Yep. Yep. That's very true. Okay. We got another par 5. Okay. Breaking 65 is back in play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you say you don't get... Oh, this might kick all the way left. Just stay in the fairway, please. All right. Might want to shot shape it a little fade if you can. I know you say you don't get excited until the second week of the playoffs, potentially. But does the Shadur Sanders thing interest you at all? And, like, I feel like they had a great draft and, like, everything leading up to it. And I kept saying, like, oh, they should draft him here in the 3rd round or whatever. And it took however long. Like, I had zero expectation for Gabriel. So, I mean, I think, personally, I think that was a waste of a pick. But I don't know. I feel like he has so much talent behind him. It doesn't make sense that he fell so far in the draft. So, obviously, a high PR QB has obviously never flourished in Cleveland, or then again, really many type of caliber QBs have. So, I don't know. I feel like it's well worth taking a shot, though. No.
I mean, whatever round we got him in, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's the Browns, so I don't really. You could insert quarterback name here, and I don't really have expectations. You know.
Yeah. I'm very excited for the Patriots prospects. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Travion looks good. That Kyle Williams guy that we grabbed, he went shooting up all the rookie draft boards right after we drafted him. You can't get him like past the start of round 3 now.
Really interesting.
Yeah. I just think that sleeper website hadn't caught up yet.
That, or they didn't see Diggs on the boat.
Right.
I don't think that's gonna... I don't know. I saw something that's... Oh, is that gonna be short now? Yep. 8 degrees closed. Yeah, see, like that would have driven me absolutely nuts on Masters, wherever that would have gone. Let's have fun. Let's play it off this little hill here. You got a 15-footer for Eagle. Let's see if we can bank one in. Come hard. Come hard off. not going to be speedy enough. Or in the right direction. I guess it might have had enough speed. Just not going to get the direction. Yeah, I personally don't think that's going to change anything for him. Go in. Oh.
Oh, yeah!
Whoa.
That was like the bulldog putt.
Wow, that just took a 90-degree turn at the end. That was fantastic.
Definitely
Did mine do that? No, yeah. Mine's not going to go 4 inches, right? But yeah, I don't think Diggs will get kicked off the team, but
yeah, that one's tough to say.
We'll see. I don't know. Variable May year 2. The offense looks good, or like I feel like they just Henderson they got, and they still have a they drafted what's his face the tackle, Will Campbell. So I feel like they just stressed a lot about offense and their defense with Vrabel. I feel like a lot to be excited about, and I feel like the Jets and Dolphins are certainly trending down, so they really just need to hold where they are or pray for Josh Allen ACL. Not that you're rooting for injuries, but
right.
literally if he goes down, it's like, okay, I bet you Buffalo is 12 to 14 wins with him and 2 to 4 wins without him. Like, I don't know who their backup is, but, like, he's just that important. Okay, 18 par 3. Let's stick one close here. And, actually, let's see what the stakes are first. Minimal, because it doesn't matter, but...
If May takes a step forward this year, I feel like their roster's not that much... Their offense isn't that much different than, like, a Bills roster.
Yeah, I bet them to win the AFC East. It was like plus 750 at the time. It was pre-draft, like a long time ago. I'm like, I kept looking at the Jets and the Dolphins. I'm like, both of these teams are gonna stink this year. I just feel like they're both trending down, and I feel a lot better than now than I did it when I made that bet. Not that it really means anything, but yeah. Excited to see what the new regime of the Patriots brings. A lot of turnover, but a lot of youth too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish strong. I think I read us at 8 under.
What a line.
All we need is a par to shoot a 64, and I think we will do that with your tap in there.
I didn't realize we were on 18.
Yeah, that it throws you off when there's a par 3.
Right.
Mine jacked way over the left too.
Couple of pars to close it out.
Nicely done, sir. Good shooting. Pull up the scores here and just review it over, make sure I did my math correctly. You like that course? I thought it was a pretty fun course, at least for a fantasy one.
Yeah, I think it's the second time through on it for me, so it was a little more familiar.
Yep.
Able to get a couple more birdies on the card, I think, this time. And, yeah, it's beautiful. I really like those fantasy courses there where you can clearly see they put a lot of time into the scenery around it. Whether or not, it plays like a championship course doesn't really matter as long as you're having fun looking at the scenes.
He's already got like a half dozen courses in this game too, which is just like crazy when you think about it. Like how they like just churn out these courses so quickly. Let's see, scorecard. We have, okay, so front 9, 1, 2, 3 under par. And then we lit it up 14 through 18. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 under par for a total of a 64. So we broke 65 after we adjusted it twice from the start of the round because we didn't really know what we were doing. But a few holes in, I think we figured it out. But we achieved our mission, and it had a good round catching up. So we will conclude here, and thank you everyone who is still tuning in at this point. But we'll catch you next time.